I know, I'm sorry, I apologize. I cut it again. I know I cut it again. I know I keep changing on you guys constantly. You just want me to stay to a specific look. That's all you guys care about with this channel, honestly, is my new haircut or physical stature, how I look, you know? Just, that's what you guys care about. What's up, guys? It's me, SpeedSuperSonic, bringing you guys another video, and in this video today, it's the long-awaited Sonic Stop Motion Adventures Season 2 review. I'm very excited. This is going to be a great video. I loved making the first one. And for those of you who are wondering, did Steven hit me in the DMs? I can confirm he did, and in fact, we're getting married. That part's not true. But what is true, it's still love him. Even if he declined my proposal, flew all the way out to California for that. Anyways, let's just get right into the video. I'm so excited. Let's just go. Let's just do it, you know? Let's just do it. Sonic Stop Motion Adventures Episode 10, Robotniks Metallic Masterpiece. Question mark. I don't know, you tell me. Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles are outside of their house, and when they enter, they see Metal Sonic in there snooping around looking for Sonic's Playboy magazines again! How many times are we gonna let this happen? Metal Sonic reports back to Robotnik. Oh, yeah, I forgot to mention that there was an opening scene where Dr. Robotnik goes to send Metal Sonic off. Yeah, the lighting actually, there was some pretty cool lighting effects going on. Like, I was pleasantly surprised. And anyways, since Metal Sonic wasn't able to find anything at Sonic's house, well, it turns out they just followed him. Metal Sonic not know that they were following him. And here is just like last episode. And the fact is that basically this entire episode is a giant fight scene again. Maybe this was Steven trying to incorporate more action into the story and into the videos as a whole, but unfortunately, it just detracts from the entertainment value. There's no character development, there's no plot structure, it's just fighting, really. It's not that different from last episode, but there is something in this episode that does make it better than last episode. Just take a look. So Sonic and Shadow have a good couple of minutes, you know, catch up, you know, girls just need to talk, you know, get their feelings out, discuss what's going on. And I'm guessing the presence of Sonic's one and only true love gives Sonic the power to destroy Metal Sonic.
This isn't the last of me! You'll see me again! Sayonara!
Sonic, watch your mouth! So Sonic, Shadow, Tails, and Knuckles are all gathering around after the defeat of Metal Sonic and Dr. Eggman, are getting ready to have a 4-way Netflix and chill, but before they can do that, they hear a knock at the door.
Who is it?
Sonic, I am in need of your assistance.
So that's the end of this episode, just kind of setting up for next episode, which is actually really cool. So what did I think of this one? It kind of falls in the same line with the previous episode. The structure is very similar, it's a giant fight scene, but there is great production value in this compared to previous work. It's by far the best one in terms of quality so far. I can tell a lot of effort was put into this, there's finally different voice casts and everything. It's pretty good. I'm gonna go ahead and give this a 5. It's pretty alright. Episode 11, Enter Chaos Detective Agency, picks up right after episode 10. First thing to point out is that in episode 10, it appears that Espio was voiced by Steven, but in this video, he's voiced by... My god, could it be? It's him. It's Soup Sonic Boom. You know, maybe I should review one of his series. Let's see what he's up to now. Oh. The story is that Big the Cat is, well, Froggy's missing again and kinda needs him. So the Chaotics go to Sonic and Friends to see if they can get some help. So it appears that Froggy was stolen from Big, and the person who stole it left a note. Because, you know, they're a genius and would give their name. Someone who would rob your place would give their name after a robbery.
Let's see, it says, "Hope you can live without your little frog, Big. I'm selling this for big bucks at the town. Signed, Jet the Hawk."
I accept the Nobel Prize.
Jet's such a frickin' genius. So they go into the town and Jet tries to sell Froggy to a wall.
I'm Jet the Hawk and I'm trying to sell this frog.
Obviously they need Froggy back to give back to Big, and, well, when they fight, this happens. There's something I've noticed a lot with these specific Sonic Stop Motion Adventures episodes at this specific time period, and is that all of them are very similar in plot and all have a very similar structure. There's around 2 to 3 minutes of dialogue and talking in the beginning and end, but the main part of the video, and what fills most of it, is really just fighting. Whether that's Dante, Metal Sonic, and now Jet, there's always an enemy. It reminds me a lot of early kids' cartoons where there's a conflict and they have to go defeat the big bad guy. But the tough part is that there's almost no character development or story being put in to develop these characters or develop this world. So Sonic defeats Jet with some T-posing, and their mission is complete. They finally get Froggy back. Knuckles becomes a partial member of the Chaotix, and they can finally Netflix and chill. So, what do I think of this episode? Well, it's actually the best one so far. And I'm not joking, I'm being 100% serious. I do think that this is the most competent, well-made, most care, best animation, and honestly, best story out of all of them. There's enough padding in the beginning and end, and sure, yeah, there's a lot of fighting, but Episode 8 had a lot of fighting in the middle too. It's just, I had nostalgia for that, but I do have nostalgia for all of them. And as a whole, in terms of quality and entertainment, I do think this is the most entertaining and well put together one. So I'm actually going to give this a 5.5. Pretty good. Up next we have Sonic Stop Motion Adventures Episode 12, Dreams Do Come True, and I really enjoyed this video, so let's hop right in. Sonic's chilling at his house and gets a call from Tails. And Tails is one of the most selfish, ignorant, rude people in the world, ordering your friend to come over to your house to look at your little scientific breakthrough. Kill your... So it turns out that Tails' invention is the Fantasy Master. That doesn't sound like a scientific invention, that sounds like a plug-and-play video game. The invention is that it can make your dreams come true, and Tails wants Sonic to test it out. So Sonic goes to sleep.
Don't need money, don't take fame, don't need a credit card to ride this train. Strong and sudden.
And the Grammy goes to...
The Power of Love by God. It turned out that the invention actually worked, and he dreamt of a giant ring monitor. Was that the only thing in his dream? Last night I dreamt that I was inside of a Transformers movie. That's literally not a joke. That's exactly what I dreamt of. Like, I was in the movie, but I knew that I was in the Transformers. Anyways, Steven wins another Grammy for his performance of Footloose, and Sonic wakes up again. Now here's one of my big problems. It just kinda shows Sonic sleeping, really. 3 times in a row. Like, that's not possible. Like, did he sleep overnight? Is this over the course of 3 nights? Because I know damn well he's not going to sleep, waking up, going to sleep again, dreaming again. Dreams aren't even guaranteed. But the third and last time Sonic wakes up with the machine on, he had a nightmare and he dreamt that there was a Sonic attacking the city. His dream was that there's an evil him attacking the city. That's like me dreaming that I'm killing people on the side of the road. Sonic heads to the city with the assistance of Knuckles to take down this evil Sonic. Now let me say, this is by far the best fight sequence we've had so far. It actually feels like the characters are moving instead of just staying in one single place. It actually looks pretty nice for the time. So it turns out that evil Sonic can actually spawn things such as the Excalibur, as you can see on his hand, and also the Speed Star. Sonic defeats evil Sonic and Amy shows up and tries to give Sonic love that he doesn't want. I really enjoy this episode. Now, I'm just going to get this out of the way first. I don't enjoy this episode as much as last episode, but I do really like the video. It's kind of a change of pace almost. It seems like there's a beginning, middle, and third act almost, instead of a giant third act going halfway through the video, or, well, 25% through the video. So, I really enjoyed this one. I do not enjoy it as much as the last one, but let's not discredit it. It's a good video. I'm going to give this a 5 out of 10. Sonic Stop Motion Adventures Episode 13, Silver and Blue, is a interesting video. The episode starts with Jet the Hawk talking to himself about how much he hates Sonic. I know I do that. I just stand on the side of the road and talk about how much I hate my enemies out loud. Eggman overhears this and they bond over the fact about how much they hate Sonic.
How about we work together? Well, you seem a little round to go out on the battlefield.
Eggman thinks they're a good combination and decide to team up. And for whatever reason, this freaking weirdo is sitting behind these rocks inside of this corner. What was he doing there? So Sonic's sleeping at his house and Silver keeps knocking on the door repeatedly. He barges in and interrupts Sonic's sleep. Sonic can care less, but when he says his name, Sonic is so egotistical it makes him automatically excited.
Sonic the Hedgehog?
Huh? Yeah, I'm Sonic. Sonic the Hedgehog.
To sum up what Silver tells Sonic, this is basically what happens.
Yo, man! Somebody trying to kill you!
Silver offers Sonic his assistance, and they decide to go over to Eggman's base and see what's going on. Eggman is telling Jet about the new invention that he made, and how if he steps inside this capsule, it will grant him new and enhanced abilities.
When I flip the switch, the Chaos Emerald will be genetically fused into your body, granting you its power.
Look, I just flipped the switch. Flip, flip.
Sonic and Silver rudely interrupt Jet's wave check, so because of that they get their asses kicked. Jet throws Sonic inside of the machine. Does he want his abilities to become more powerful? Yeah, because Jet's an idiot, he threw Sonic inside of the machine and now he's a wave hog. He proceeds to beat the crap out of Jet, and, well, that's where the fight ends. But the actual episode ends with Sonic and Silver talking about what great a team they made. Now that Steven finally has that Silver figure, he's now part of the main cast, and this is, well, his introduction video. So that was episode 13. What did I think of it? I liked it. I do think this was a weaker video compared to the previous ones we've seen before. It is not the last episode, nor is it the episode before. But it's not bad, it's just okay. I'm gonna go ahead and give this a 4.5. Yeah, this was a step down. Sonic Stop Motion Adventures Episode 14, Inhibitor Ring Disaster, is freaking amazing. I have some trivia and also some fun facts about me personally when it comes to this episode. This is the very first Sonic Stop Motion Adventures episode to not use Windows Movie Maker. This uses a software called Sony Vegas Movie Studio 11, so it makes the quality just a little better and offers more things to work with. Not only that, but the animation is improved significantly. I have so much nostalgia for this video, it's crazy. I remember having a sleepover with one of my friends in this video coming out, and we just watched it over and over and over again on our old iPad 2. It really made me want to make my own stop motions, and well, we know how that went.
Like that. Whoa. And there you go. Sonic.
But let's get into the actual video. This video starts off with Shadow getting the shit kicked out of him. He ends up using too much chaos energy and passes out. Since Shadow's in critical condition and can't move away from the machine that Tails has, they need to find a potion to cure him. They need a Sensu Bean and 2 Chaos Emeralds. While Sonic and Tails head out to get the ingredients for the potion, Knuckles stays behind to watch over Shadow.
Where am I? Oh good, you're awake! Why are you the only one here with me? Sonic and Tails left to make you a healing potion. I get to keep you company! Well, isn't that just fan-fucking-tastic?
Amy has some of the herbs in Sensu Bean at her garden, so Sonic and Tails head there to get them. But in return for the items, Sonic has to take her on a date, even though that they state Shadow's life is at risk. Wow, Amy. Wow, that's actually pretty smart. I should try that. Amy gets the stuff, which appears to be thin air. I mean, seriously, you could have just got some cardboard papers, something, whatever, just something that resembles the items. Maybe they're just really tiny, I don't know. It turns out that the robot Shadow was fighting earlier has a Chaos Emerald inside of him, which gave him enhanced abilities. So there's only one thing left to do, fight him and have conversation in between.
Ow. Hey, what the hell, man?
Sorry, nothing personal. We just need that emerald that's inside of you.
Over my demolished body.
Exactly what I'm hoping for.
Sonic's about to die, but for whatever reason, this robot has more remorse than any other character in the show, so he lets him do whatever he wants before he dies. Sonic has an extra Sensu Bean. What is that? Never mind. Which gives him more power and makes him able to defeat the robot. They get the Chaos Emerald and head back to Shadow.
Now, if you'd excuse me, I'm off to ride my motorcycle because I'm badass. Wait, Shadow, don't go out that door. There's no road outside of it. Roads? Where I'm going, I don't need roads.
In conclusion, this video is really great. This is by far the best Sonic stop-motion Adventures episode yet, and Steven came right out the gate with his new software and delivered the best episode by far. It's funny, the story flows well, the characters are interesting, it has a beginning, middle, and end. It's not a giant fight scene, it's great. It's by far the best video, and I give this a 7 out of 10. So, after a really good video in episode 14, what are we going to follow it up with? Well, another really good video in episode 15. Sonic Stop Motion Adventures episode 15, Beauty and the Bod, is a really good video. This episode is so creative and so Saturday morning cartoony. It's great, it's funny, and let's just get right into it. The episode starts off with Sonic getting ready for his date with Amy.
Fine, whatever, but... Wait, why do you care if you look good or not? You don't even like Amy that much.
Well, to be honest, I actually don't really mind going out on a date with...
Get ready for the best part of Sonic Stop Motion Adventures history.
What? Oh, I'm just catching up on my taxes. I figured if I get them done early this year, it won't cause me to...
Yeah, great. Well, I gotta go, so I'll catch you later. Bye!
Now, you might not have caught that, but that right there, that little scene, is actually a depiction of American ideals. We don't value money. We don't value our taxes. We don't care. We don't pay any mind to them, which is why our economy is going down. Our economy is going down because we don't want to do it. We don't want to work the hard job. So Sonic gets stopped by Shadow and Silver on his way to Amy's house and gets flamed for going out on a date with her. And here's where the conflict of the episode starts. Sonic gets knocked out by running into Eggman's ass.
Who in their right mind would hit me in the ass?
So Sonic wakes up and sees that Eggman turned him into a robot because Eggman is...
I'm freaking evil, baby, yeah!
Eggman leaves and Sonic meets all the other badniks that have been at Eggman's lair. It turns out that they actually hate working for Eggman and are kind of just stuck there and get reprogrammed all the time. But this amazing thing happens. Sonic just walks out the door. That's it. Amy slaps the shit out of Sonic, and then Sonic explains what happened on the way to her house. The two go on a date, but they run into this guy right here.
Get lost, metalhead!
What?
Hey, babe, why don't you ditch this bozo and come with me? Oh, come on! You know you want it, and you know you want me to give it to you. Maybe you are, and you just don't know it yet.
So this basket of big dick energy gets in a fight with Knuckles because he's trying to pick up on Amy. Unfortunately, Mr. I Have AirPods over here beats up Knuckles, but the Robotniks fortunately step in to kick his ass. Now, the one thing that can turn Sonic back to normal is the power of love, which doesn't make any sense because why would that be the main thing? In the creator commentaries for this episode, Steven does state that that makes no sense whatsoever. But you know what? Cartoon logic, it's fine. Amy decides to kiss a hunk of metal for whatever reason, as if that's gonna get her aroused, and Sonic turns back to normal. And that's our episode. I really like this episode. It's pretty good. I think it's one of those filler episodes. It doesn't really advance the plot that much at all, but it does do one great thing. It's a giant piece of character development and world building. It introduces the Robotniks, it develops Sonic and Amy's character more, and it also, well, introduces the relationship. So, it's a big step forward for the show. I really enjoy this episode. I don't think it's as good or well structured as the last one, but it is still very good. It's also the very first HD Sonic Stop Motion Adventures episode. So, as a whole, I give this a 6.5. It's a pretty good video. Sonic Stop Motion Adventures episode 16, Case Closed, is another really good episode. I think this is going to be a trend now. The Chaotix team are chilling at their house and are just talking about how chill everything's been with no criminal activity. But right after they say that, there's an alert.
Chaotix team, there's been a robbery at Station Square Mall. The suspects have been seen headed towards the southeast part of town. Get there fast.
By the time they get there, they already see that Dr. Eggman, out of all people, is the one that's there. He's caught the robbers, who are Storm and Jet. You know what, Steven? You know what I've never noticed in this show? Wave! I've never seen her! Do you have something against women? Sexist pig! Sorry, I lost control of myself. I love you. It's poker night, so they send Knuckles out to get some snacks and drinks. While out, he sees Eggman talking to Storm and Jet, and obviously something's up since they should be in prison. So he heads right back to the place to go tell the guys. When Knuckles arrives, he sees that everybody's already there. And there's one thing I want to commend Sonic Stop Motion Adventures on. It's fun. The show lets itself slow down and show characters doing normal human things, like a poker night or doing dates or whatever it might be. It makes the show more realistic and also makes it more entertaining. Once everybody leaves, Knuckles is finally able to tell the Chaotix what he saw. But since they're a bunch of lazy, no good has-beens, they don't go and they wait until the morning and they get what they deserve. Take a look.
Hello? What? What do you mean you're cutting our funding?
That's what you get, dumbass. They immediately head over to Eggman's base, finally, to prove that he's up to no good. But let me just say this. Eggman, why can people just walk inside of your base, well, willy-nilly, you know? Isn't that kind of stupid? They're all doing their investigating, but they hear Eggman coming, so they immediately go to hide. So while they're hiding, SPO goes invisible and records the entire conversation. Eggman's talking about how he'll have everybody eating out of his hand, and that's all they need in terms of evidence. But before they go snitching, they're gonna go show Jet and Storm a lesson. Not too much to say here, it's just a good old-fashioned arse kicking. I know that this episode's been very meme deprived, so let's do something right here.
And now for the grand finale.
They proceed to kill Eggman and everything is A-okay. I like this video. I like this video a lot. It actually is the best one so far. I think every episode improves in different areas as it goes on. But I think that this episode improved everywhere. I really enjoyed this episode, but I hold it around the same level as episode 14, honestly. There is much better production value, but I think that on a story level and character level, I think it's around the same. 14 just did a lot for the series in terms of progressing it. So I'm going to also give this a 7 out of 10. It's still a really good video. Sonic Stop Motion Adventures episode 17, Girls Night Out, is an interesting video when it comes to me. I remember watching this a bunch as a kid and really enjoying it. But ever since I rewatched it a couple times, I have a lot of flaws with it. Now don't get me wrong, it's well made, there's a lot of great editing, the animation's really smooth, but I have issues with the story and tone of the overall video. The video is very juvenile, and it just doesn't feel like other episodes in the show. The whole concept of the video is that Sonic and Silver catch a live feed of the girls talking about who they like. I don't want to spend too much time on this specific video. Not only has this video gotten pretty long, but also there's just not too much to talk about. It's Sonic and Silver watching Blaze and Amy talk about who they like. Now, even watching this for the first time, when I heard that Blaze was going to be introduced, I got really excited. But after watching it, her role is so small and minor it wasn't necessary. The biggest part of this video is the fact that they get another Chaos Emerald and that Metal Sonic shows up. This is a big step down compared to the last 2 or 3 episodes, honestly. Yes, technically it's better than previous episodes. Yes, it is. But as a whole, the story, the tone, it's lacking in all departments. Unfortunately, I just don't enjoy this video that much. I'm gonna have to give this a 5.5. It's still really well made, but it's a big step down from previous episodes. So, after what I would call a disappointing entry in Sonic Stop Motion Adventures Season 2, what has he followed up with? Well, the best one so far. Sonic Stop Motion Adventures Episode 18, Gridlocked, is the best episode so far, and truly sets the stage for future episodes to come. Let's take a look. One of the hoodlums from Eggman's army comes with a brand new Chaos Emerald. And this is one of my problems with the series as a whole. I feel like the Chaos Emeralds are so easy to acquire. He kind of just walks in with it. I know it sounds like I'm bitching and complaining out of nowhere with this series, but I'm just saying that's kind of always been an issue. The emeralds have been so easy to find. Anyways, Sonic goes to Amy's house to apologize, but is rudely interrupted by Dash.
Sonic!
Yeah, just welcome yourself in, why don't you? Yeah? Turns out that 3 Chaos Emeralds were stolen from Tails' lab. They assume that Eggman's behind it, so they go to investigate.
This place looks weirder. And that's saying something.
Something is different.
Maybe because it's a frickin' mess in there. So for whatever reason, Sonic's IQ drops down to 0.2%, and gets shot up by this machine gun right here. So it turns out that Sonic's consciousness is inside of a computer program. And this is all part of a plan to, well, kill Sonic. One of the reasons I love this episode so much is because of how creative it is. This is truly an idea created by Steven, and you wouldn't find this anywhere else within the Sonic fan base or even the Sonic franchise as a whole. This is truly an original idea, and it's very creative and very interesting. Sure, all of it does not make sense, but it's still entertaining and it's fun to watch. Sonic has to battle against Metal Sonic, again, as Dash has to defeat Metal Sonic in the real world. He eventually does and takes Sonic back to Tails' lab. Sonic isn't dead, he's just unconscious. But after defeating Metal Sonic, he has to battle against Eggman. Eggman basically launches Sonic's ass to Missouri and back, and has seemed to lose the will to live. Sonic's consciousness tells him to get up and stop being a selfish motherfucker, and go kick Eggman's ass! The thing that got everybody hard back in when this video came out, SpeedSuperSonic, shows up. It corrupts the data in the program and ruins everything that Eggman's set up so far. Sonic wakes up and everything is A-okay. This, by far, is the best episode so far. The story, the creativity, the pacing, everything about this episode is basically perfect. It's the best episode so far, I love it to death, and I'm gonna go ahead and give this a 7.5 out of 10. We've made it, guys. The final episode of Season 2, Episode 19, Holy Matrimony. Let's go. It starts off very similar to last episode, with Eggman showing off his brand new invention, Salvador. With an entire set of 5 Chaos Emeralds, he's extremely powerful and intelligent. So, there's only one thing to do, and that's send him off to go kill Sonic. Maybe. Sonic is outside of his store waiting for Amy to get some clothes. Salvador shows up and, well, he's gonna kill Sonic. Amy shows up and, well, Salvador falls in love with her, basically. He challenges Sonic to a duel for the love of the girl. It's not how this works in real life, kids. Don't go catching ideas or nothing. And the two battle. Sonic ultimately loses, and Salvador takes Amy. When he takes Amy back to Eggman, Eggman isn't necessarily too happy with what happened. But now, there's a royal wedding in place, basically. Now here's where my big issue with this episode comes up. It feels very fanfiction-y, and not necessarily in a good way. I'm not saying that any fanfictions are necessarily good. But in the case of this, it's too romancy, and I feel like this part of Sonic Stop Motion Adventures dove into romance a bit too much. Now don't get me wrong, romance is good for stories, and it can help with it, but in this case, there isn't too much character development being done, and nothing really happens here except for the gathering of all the Chaos Emeralds. Now this video isn't bad, I wouldn't put this on episode 17, which by the way, isn't bad, it's just a big step down compared to other ones, but if we could get close to it, unfortunately this is the closest I'd say we'd get. Salvador isn't necessarily that relevant to the plot, and not too much happens here. I don't really like Amy being a damsel in distress. I think that's a bit too big of a cliche, and I think it would have been more interesting if the episode focused completely on Amy and had her get out of this situation herself. As a whole, this video is still pretty good. It's not as good as last one, but it is still very good. I am going to give this a 7 out of 10. I might have been a little harsh on it, but still, it's a good video, and it wrapped up Season 2 pretty well. So, Sonic Stop Motion Adventures Season 2 is a wrap. We only have one more season to go, but before we go to Season 3 in another year, I'm kidding. You guys only had to wait 2 months. For me, it's pretty good for a sequel. But as a whole, what did I think of the season? It was a good season. As you guys see, the episodes didn't really push past 7.5 or 7 that much. It remained around 5.5 to 7 out of 10. Unfortunately, a lot of the beginning of the season was spent primarily of fight sequences and Steven improving on his stop motion animation. We didn't get really too much story until around episode 14, and we started on episode 10, so that's an entire, 5 episodes of, no character development or story. And if you look at the end of the season, compared to the beginning of the season, not only is there a major difference in quality, but also in the general style. I'd say around the first 2 episodes, that being 10 and 11, feel very similar to episode 9, which was the final episode of season 1. But as a whole, everything started improving and improving and improving, even if some episodes later did lack the story that episodes before it had, some of the humor or entertainment value, they still improved in what they were as stop motions. I think it's unanimous that every episode gets better in terms of quality as it goes on. So my favorite episode was episode 18, Gridlocked. My least favorite episode was episode 10, Eggman's Metallic Masterpiece ? Yeah, that one was just bland. But as a whole, it was a pretty good season, and I enjoyed it, and I will always have nostalgia for Season 2 of Sonic Stop Motion Adventures. Thank you guys so much for watching my review of the Sonic Stop Motion Adventures Season 2. I really appreciate it. Season 3 will be coming soon, I'd say before summer starts, so before June. Around May, around Avengers, you know, around there, you know, same level. Sonic Stop Motion Adventures Season 3 review, Avengers Endgame, same thing, you know? So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I will see you guys, what is that? Next week. Wait, what?
She was a bad, nevertheless. Calling it quits now, baby, I'm a wreck. Crash at my place, baby, you're a wreck.